I call her radical. Anyway, so she took some PTO time to go up to North Carolina to speak over somebody. She was like, we're going to raise up the dead. It was about 5 of them going up there, raise up the dead. And I'm looking back like, y'all better call the seminar. What? I don't understand that. That ain't even God's will. Now let me say this. I'm not going to say that the person was lifted up, because he wasn't. But I'm going to tell you what that did to me. That lifted my faith like never before, because I started thinking about that. I said, God, you called me. You called and created in me. You said, God, greater work than we're going to do. Yeah. So why are we laying dormant and allowing those things to transplant? Let me tell you something, not only in the physical realm, but we got to be at a point where we can call for some things in the spiritual realm that's dead and call it to life. We need to be able to look over your bank account. You know that negative is right there. You need to be able to speak some life. Yes, Lord. Don't call it small beginnings. Begin to speak over your children. If your kids are at school cutting the food, begin to speak over their lives. Amen. Raise it from the dead. Speak life. We have power in this tongue. I went on a whole tangent, but let me tell you something. You got to get to a point where you be able to speak these things as though they are, but they're not. But you're gonna speak them as though they are. Amen. Look in your house. If your house is falling apart and your husband's, how many married in here? Your husband might not fix that thing. Then start speaking it. Okay, and you just spoke to the object. Okay, at night speak over them. God, give them the energy, God, to fix that door. They know that door off the hinge. God, give them the energy. God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you right now that you give them the supplies. In the name of Jesus, God, I thank you right now, God, you'll give them the ability. In the name of Jesus. Think I'm playing? Speak over your kids. Speak over anything that's in your life. Begin to speak over it and raise it. That's the power you walk in. Give yourself a hand clap of praise. You didn't even know you was that powerful. We didn't know we was that powerful. God has ordained place for each of us. Be assured that God does have a place where he wants you to be. God has a place that he wants you to be. Now I'm going to tell you something. This place that's called there is not a place often that we would choose within ourselves to go. It's not a place that we would choose within ourselves to go. Because in the Bible, Elijah had to go down to the brook of Cherith. That's before, read the scripture. That's before what? Jordan. Thank you. Now the brook is a small river, or actually a small cut-off grove. Now Jordan, anybody know Jesus was baptized in Jordan? Jordan is one of the rivers that actually runs through the center of the promised land. Actually, you can't even get to the promised land without going through Jordan. So God has Elijah to get up and go down to not Jordan, but to the place right before Jordan. So a lot of times, the place that's there, that God is calling us to, it's not a place that we would choose because it's not big enough. It's not flashy enough. It ain't going to show people who I am. So I can't go down to the brook. You want me to go right before my blessing? You don't want me to go to the blessing. God, you called me to right before? You called me to some preliminary stuff? You ain't call me to the big show. I'm the little stage before the show. You want me to go to the open air? You don't even go see, who goes see the opening act of anything? The concert or what? Nobody. But that's what God has called some of us at a place right now in our lives. He said, I need you to get up and go down to that place called there. It may not be a place that you choose, but I tell you one thing, in that place called there, that's ordained by God. Now, I'm not talking about the place that called there that you took yourself to. Because see, some of us are small-minded. Some of us too big-minded. But some of us are small-minded. You limit yourself. You kept your own self off. You build a ceiling over your own. that right? Your own self, is that right? That's right language. Okay, because I mess up some words. I'm an accountant. I mess up some words in a minute. But we have kept out our own selves. And not only will we kept out our own self, I don't know why I'm going down this vein. I know God is doing it. But we also kept out our people in our household. We'll start telling our children, no, you can't do that. You ain't got the ability to do that. You'll cap off your husband. Husbands, you'll cap your wife off. You think you Beyonce? You'll cap your own household off. The things that you have authority over. Amen. But he told him to go down to Sherrod, to the small place. Mm-hmm. But it's important to know that God is going to do some things in him at this place called there. Say, God, are you going to do some things in me when I get to that place called there? He will. It's our prayer that you begin to see that. Let's look in the scripture. The first thing, and I'm a Semitic preacher, so I had 3 points. Okay? All right. The first thing we're going to look at when you're getting to that place called there, it's a transition taking place. You're going to look at a change in position. You actually got to get up, move, and get into that place called there. Yeah. You got to do something. You got to get up and go. In verse 2, the word of the Lord came unto him saying, get thee hence and turn thee eastward and hide yourself. I need you to get up and go. Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't tell him the full instructions. He just said, get up and go. Now, let me tell you what happens when God tells, what's your name, brother? Tim. Tim, when God tells Tim, I need you to get up and go, as an example, because I don't know you like that, but I'm just saying as an example, what happens is, God said, Tim, I need you to get up and go. You sit there and say, okay. Okay. And then what? You start asking questions, then what, God? Get up and go where? You want today, 7 o'clock, tomorrow? I mean, what? You start asking all these questions. You want me to get up and go? Why I gotta go down there for? I ain't understanding. I'm just saying as I said, I ain't saying Tim does this. It's just, okay, I use me. Okay, well, why you want me to go there? Okay, why you want me to go and minister to this person today? Why you want me to do this? What, God? Why? We begin to ask questions and we hold ourselves into the position of here. With all these questions because you want to hear God give you the full plan. He's not going to give you the full plan. Bridget, he's not going to give you the full plan, baby. He's not going to give you the full plan. He's giving you the simple instruction, get up and go. What he wants to see is, are you faithful enough to do the simple things that I told you to do? You want to know why? You want to know why? And he probably asking you, why are you asking? You don't have enough faith in me? I need you to get up and go. Get up and go, Tim. He's called you to some things. How many things God has told you to do and you still sitting back on some whys and hows and me? And who gonna go with me? And do they know I'm coming? We got to know that God has a plan for us. He has a plan for us. Some actions are required by you. You got to get up and go. God is going to tell you to get up and go, but you want to sit back and I'm going to just read it like waste time, waste resources, waste anointings, sitting there waiting for God to reveal the other 9 steps. God is a character that he says in his word, he said, he changes not. God, think about it. Flip through I don't care if you know one Bible story or all of them. Think about a Bible story where God had fully given the full instructions off the get-go. He didn't. But you got to be in him to know that he has you. And wherever he's sending you to, he's going to make provisions there for you. One of the greatest lessons that we can learn is that God doesn't reveal his complete plan immediately. He reveals his will to us one step at a time. He wants to know if you're going to be obedient first, and then he's going to give you the other step. Now, Elijah, only instruction to this point was, I need you to get up and go. Yeah. I'll tell you something, it's so important. He doesn't tell you the full instructions because guess what, Toy? You can't handle it. Guess what? Y'all can't handle it. If he did tell you, you can handle it, because what's going to happen when he does tell you the full instruction? Now you're going to sit back on your do nothing and start thinking about, why are you going that way? You're going now X-Trainer to get to Atlanta, but I know that's the common way, but you want me to go through Gaston to get to, see, now we got to start dissecting. God, why you want me to go there? Why you want me to go minister to this person when she just cussed me out last week? Yeah. God, why you want me to go and lay hands on my mom when she said, don't you bring yourself back in my house ever again? Yeah. Why are you calling me to do this thing? Mm-hmm. And then you talk yourself right out of a blessing. Mm-hmm. We've done it. Yeah. We've talked ourselves out of a blessing on step one. He ain't even got you around the full Monopoly board. You still don't go. I mean, what's the first one? The first position. That's what you know what I'm talking about. You still right there in Monopoly. You trying to get your boardwalk, and you still right here talking about, now you want me to roll the dice, and I got to. You keep asking too many questions. God wants to know, can you be faithful over the one, so he can bless you with the many? Yes. He told Moses, you remember in the scripture, Moses wanted to see God so bad. He wanted to see him. He kept petitioning him. Moses kept petitioning God, I just want to see you. I want to see your face. I want to see your face. I want to know your ways. I want to see you. And God said, okay, get up into the cleft of the rock, of the mountain. I need you to get up there. And so he was excited. Yes, he finna show me his fullness. He finna show me everything about him. And the only thing that he did was, God walked by him and showed him his backside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He didn't show him his full. He showed him the backside. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. We can't handle him in all of his fullness. Amen. We can't handle him in all of his fullness. And I thank God that he loves me enough that he know I can't handle him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In all of his fullness. Trust God even if you don't understand why he's calling you to that place. Trust him. Our biggest problem is that we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we want to see his plan from the beginning to the end. But God doesn't operate that way. You're at this place called here. And here is not where you've been ordained to remain. Right here, that situation you're in, you have not been ordained to remain there. Mm-hmm. You want to walk in the ordinations of God, follow his instructions. Yeah. You got to begin to stretch yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to stretch yourself to get there. Yeah. You got to stretch something to get there. You got to be a little uncomfortable to get there. You want your bank account to say something, then you got to begin to save something. You got to stretch. God set your comfort zone. Okay, you can't get the newest outfit every weekend. Right. I'm preaching to me, babe, okay? Every weekend you can't get a new outfit. If you got somewhere that God has called you to be in, to that there place, you got to hold back some things. Amen. If God is calling you to the place called there, then some things has to change. You got to get out your comfort zone. You may have to leave some people. Okay. Amen. Many of us are wondering why things are not happening for us. We got to stretch because where God has called me to be, I need to get there, but I got to do some stretching. I got to stretch my faith. I got to stretch my worship. I got to stretch my relationships. I got to stretch my giving, yes, my tithe and my offering. Mm-hmm. Amen. I got to stretch. Mm-hmm. I got to get up an hour early now, God, because I got